I have four little plastic covers. These are parts for my wheelchair. They cover a bolt on the side of my chair, just so that you don't scratch yourself or so that you don't scratch surfaces. But how much would you pay for these? They're four plastic caps. They're about an inch in diameter. Would you pay $5? Maybe $10, $15? Um, I think you're going to be surprised as to how much they cost. I paid $124.55 for these tiny caps. Now, these are specialized caps for the wheelchair, but I would probably estimate that the cost of these little caps would be between maybe $10 and $20, right, on the open market if you were to buy them. And that's not the worst example. I have more for you in a couple of minutes, but the cost is astronomical. And a lot of people ask me about how does it feel to be in a wheelchair, or how does it feel to live with a disability? What are the barriers that you have to face? And a lot of people think about the accessibility, ramps, stairs, other types of access, and mostly the physical limitations, right? But in my case, I also think about the high cost of equipment for people with disabilities. This means maintenance for the wheelchair, parts for your wheelchair or other mobility devices, accessibility of the home, accessibility to drive, and all these things that add up. Now, some people call this the disability tax. It's not an official term. It's a term that people use loosely to explain or to describe the cost of living with a disability. Now, hang in there, because I'm going to give you some other examples of some of the parts that I got installed in my wheelchair. I also got a seatbelt installed because a little part of it broke and it was unsafe. I've purchased the seatbelt for my wheelchair in the past from Amazon for around $20, $24. This one, the one that was installed, costs $173.90 from the company that does the parts for my wheelchair. That's crazy. The second thing that I noticed that was extremely expensive as well was the backrest cover. I got a new backrest cover, and that one was $712.05. Now, the backrest cover, it's probably something a little bit more expensive than those two other parts. Maybe I would estimate at $150, maybe $200 because of, it's a special item, but $713 is pretty crazy to me. And this shows you just the high cost of the parts that are needed for somebody with disability. Now, I'm really fortunate that I have a really good insurance plan through my work, but imagine people that don't have solid insurance. How are they going to pay for these things? Many people don't have access to these repairs. Many people don't have access to these parts. So their wheelchairs, their mobility devices, and all these things are too expensive and eventually are not able to purchase them. And so they suffer not only with accessibility and the physical barriers and the mental aspects of the disability, but also just the astronomical costs. And look, I'm pretty sure that this goes beyond the costs for people with disabilities. This probably goes beyond into just the whole healthcare system that is pretty insane when it comes to prices of medications, prices of other equipments and procedures in the healthcare system. What are some of your things that you purchase if you have a disability, or even if you just have a healthcare plan that won't pay for some of these things? What are those crazy astronomical costs that you can also call disability tax or healthcare cost or healthcare tax for you guys? Leave it in the comments below. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.